Jack Carter, once a small-town dreamer, found himself on the streets of Chicago after losing his job and family in the 2008 financial crash. We see Jack wrapped in a worn coat, sitting under a flickering street lamp, holding a cardboard sign that reads, "Hungry. Anything helps." Despite his situation, Jack still helped other homeless people, sharing what little food he had, guiding newcomers to shelters, and lifting their spirits with his jokes. One cold winter evening, Jack helped an old woman who had slipped on the icy sidewalk. He gave her his blanket and stayed with her until help arrived. The woman turned out to be Eleanor Williams, the retired CEO of a major tech company. Moved by Jack's kindness, she visited him the next day, bringing hot food and offering him a job at her charity foundation. Jack hesitated. He had been rejected so many times before, but Eleanor's warmth convinced him to take the chance. Jack started as a janitor at the foundation, but he was smart and observant. He noticed inefficiencies in the charity's supply chain. Late at night, he stayed behind to write notes and propose improvements. Eventually, Eleanor noticed his ideas and gave him a shot on the operations team. Jack worked tirelessly, improving the foundation's logistics, saving them millions, and expanding their reach to more communities. After 5 years, Jack had saved enough to start his own logistics tech company. His idea was simple but powerful, a platform to connect surplus goods from corporations directly to charities and shelters in need. He called it BridgeLink. At first, investors laughed at him, a former homeless man trying to break into tech. But Jack kept pushing, using every connection he had, and showing undeniable results from his pilot projects. Within 2 years, BridgeLink became one of the fastest-growing startups in the US, cutting waste, helping thousands, and turning a profit. By year 10, BridgeLink was valued at over $3 billion. Jack Carter, once sleeping under bridges, now stood on Forbes' list of the world's richest people. But Jack didn't live in a mansion or drive fancy cars. He invested most of his wealth into expanding shelters, creating free job training programs, and funding education for underprivileged youth. Through the same Chicago streets where he once slept, now visiting shelters, carrying supplies, shaking hands, and hugging people, he meets with former homeless individuals who now have stable jobs thanks to his programs. One young woman tells him, "Without you, I wouldn't be here." Jack smiles warmly and replies, "Without people like you, none of this would matter." In an interview on national TV, Jack is asked, "What's your secret to success?" He pauses and says, "It's not about how many times you fall. It's about how many times you stand back up and how many hands you pull up with you." He looks into the camera. "If you have nothing else, hold on to kindness. That's what will carry you through." Jack Carter's story reminds us that anyone, no matter how broken or poor, can rise. But true wealth is measured not by what you keep, but by what you give away.